I've made a few videos on this subject already pertaining to all the shows that have been renewed for BET from Tyler Perry. Um, you know, wow, it's a long list. Do you think some of these shows ought to get the axe? And then I think the most recent video was the how many of these shows will actually last under the assumption that this new multi-year contract with Tyler Perry and BET is between, let's say, 4 to 5 years, like the previous contract. Because some of these shows, I honestly do not see them lasting too much longer. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But, going down the list of the shows, like, for example, Michael Blackson and Perimeter just came out with their initial pilot season, so I think BET Plus will probably hold them for, at least two or three, a couple more seasons at best. Sisters and Zatima, I don't see those shows going anywhere anytime soon. Say what you want to about the new writers on Sisters, but if the ratings continue at the rate they are now, I don't think that show's going away anytime soon. I said it again. I'll say it probably 4 more times in this video. And Zatima, yeah, I think in the other video and in a post I made, I said both of those shows, I see them at least going for another 3 or more seasons each. And it's really hard to go down this list because there are the shows I'm just beyond done with. Because if I'm not mistaken, the only shows I do review, Sisters, Zatima, honestly, Season 5 made me want to just quit the Oval. Like I said, I'll watch the first few episodes of Season 6, but I'm just done with that show. Ruthless, while the finale I thought was great, because remember, I have not watched that show since mid-season 3. Everything I know about Season 5 seemingly points to everyone going back to the compound, which ruins what was a decent finale, and I'm just like, so here we go again. So both of those shows, Oval and Ruthless, I know they're at least getting 1 more season because they've already been filmed, but they just need to end. And then, when you look at Assisted Living and House of Pain, honestly, I feel like they're kind of hand in hand in terms of, yeah, they kind of need to phase out altogether, but at least give House of Pain a decent ending. Assisted Living, I don't really care. Because while I do feel the show is good, it's just that, remember, what was it, 2022? I think it was at the top of the year where I'm like, look, folks, I got to drop some of these shows from my review schedule because most of them that I'm reviewing, they just aren't getting views because I'm looking at all the hype, all the buzz towards Tyler Perry's Bruh over the past couple of months. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't feel like even a fraction of the people who tweet at me, comment on my YouTube posts and videos, or message me on Instagram, I'm like, if this many people are like, where's the next season? Are y'all even watching? Because it seems to be that's the main reason why the show's been on ice for so long. Because apparently, because we don't know the real numbers in terms of the streamer, BET Plus, apparently the views and demand for the show weren't that high. So as a result, the show hasn't really been, renewed until just recently. But I just feel like, even though there are shows that I feel are better than Sisters in the Oval in some ways, my videos don't get a lot of views. So even though I hate the Oval, my videos for the Oval do more than Assisted Living or Bruh. So I just feel like Assisted Living, everybody is saying the same thing, and I agree. Are they ever going to show more than the facility kitchen, the living room area? I think we've seen what Jeremy and Leah's room, and I think in like season 1 we saw what's his name, Vinny's room, and I think that's it. So it's like, are we ever going to see the outside of stuff? If not, whatever. But I do feel like when I look at the long list of Tyler Perry shows that have been renewed, and the fact that some of them have new writers, others don't, it gets to the point where you're like, is it time for just a clean slate? Like all these shows to just end and then just do something fresh. But the thing about it is, if, let's say, hypothetically, we make it through, what is it, April, it's about to be May. Let's say, for whatever reason, all the shows that have been renewed. Their new seasons all air on BET between now, May and December of 2024. So let's say at the start of 2025, and again, this is all hypothetical. Let's say at the beginning of 2025, there's a huge announcement that, hey, the 10 or so Tyler Perry shows are canceled. You know, they're ending. Sisters, Zatima, Oval, Ruthless, Assisted Living, House of Pain, Bruh. Like I said, I want to take Michael Blackson and Perimeter off the list. And I know I'm probably forgetting a show. If I am, forgive me. I just can't think of it at this time. Let's just say all those shows are gone. And then we have to fill in the blanks with either new shows entirely or reviving, like If Loving You Was Wrong, Love Thy Neighbor, Have and Have Nots, or just create new stuff. You know what I mean? I don't think I would want that unless it's not. Tyler can work on the shows, but I wouldn't want, like, okay, we're going to remove the 10 shows that are currently on BET, BET Plus. Oh, yeah, All the Queens, man. That's the one I was forgetting. We're going to remove all the BET, BET Plus Tyler Perry shows, and we're going to put in new ones. I wouldn't want Tyler to just write the scripts for everything. I want a variety of writers because when I look at the list, like I said in my other videos and posts, I applaud him. This is great, you know, because Tyler's going to take care of his actors from, you know, getting them roles and keeping them in the show if, you know, he's able to write stuff for the character. But in terms of a consumer, I'm just looking at this list and I'm just exhausted. Now, not exhausted from the content creator perspective, because like I said before, I'm not reviewing all these shows because number one, most of these shows don't get a lot of views when I do videos on them. So that's a major thing right there. And number two, some of the shows I'm just not interested in because the story and the pacing is just non-existent. You know, it's like character development is a rarity. And even if a character does grow in some ways, all of that seems to just go away in favor of, oh, we're going to put this character back at square one because it's a new season and I don't know what to watch. So, I don't know what to do with this character except hit restart to kick off a new season. I feel like it goes back to what I said during the, what was it? I think it was either season 6 or 7 of Have and Have Nots. And I'm like, yeah, at this point I'm taking the kid gloves off because I'm going to review this show with a more critical eye, given the fact that at the time I had watched some non-Tyler Perry shows and I was reviewing them, such as Ambitions and Greenleaf. And I'm like, and even though I didn't review it, I did kind of watch Saints and Sinners because my mom kept telling me to watch it. And I was like, dang, these shows are great. And then when you compare it to the Haves and Have-Nots, like, okay, this show's been on for like 100 and some, 150 episodes. Some of these characters haven't grown at all. It's like, okay, I'm going to get serious with the reviews. And I lost subscribers because of that. But at the same time, when the BET shows started, like Sisters and The Oval and whatnot, I'm just thinking like, wow, some of these shows, even though they're in their pilot seasons, they are suffering from the same writing issues that the Haves and the Have-Nots is right now. But the thing about it is, when the Haves and Have-Nots truly started to suffer was during those later seasons. So at the very least, you could say, hey, at least the first 4-ish, you know, the first 2 strong, 3, 4, and iffy on 5, at least the Haves and the Have-Nots had close to like half a dozen solid seasons before it went to crap. But when you look at Sisters, The Oval, and the list goes on, those seasons, some of them got better, arguably, as time went on. Others just season 1, nah. Then by the time you get to season 2, it's like, okay, this is what the show is now. So I just really wish that I wish that the next era of Tyler Perry content truly felt like an evolution. But it's kind of funny because I said this on my other channel, My Kind of Entertainment. Check it out if you haven't already, where I talk about non-Tyler Perry stuff. I talk about the Taylor Swift album that just came out, the Tortured Poets Department or something. And that album was 16 songs, but then there was an anthology making it a double album. So it was 31 songs. And like the first 16 songs felt like one long ass song. And it's just like, wait, what? And it didn't feel like it was worth the time listening to this whole thing because there wasn't enough of the album for me to love to justify the 2 hours and a couple of minutes listening to it a few days ago. And that's how I feel with, the Tyler Perry list of shows. You got this long ass list of shows, but most of them just feel like it's copy and paste in terms of storylines, character names. Yeah, that's true. And just the fact that you can watch 30 episodes and really get nowhere, or you can skip 60 episodes of some shows, jump back in and find out, well, damn, I didn't miss anything. That's one of my favorite comments on my reviews when I'm doing an episode review of Sisters of the Oval. And it's like, man, I quit watching in season 3, and here we are at the finale of season 5, and I didn't miss a damn thing. So I just wish that, I don't know, going back to the Taylor Swift comparison, you got Taylor, who's a billionaire now, you got Tyler, who's a billionaire now, and they're both, beyond the point of like, I could put out anything, I know the masses will eat it up, and we're good to go. So it's just one of those things where if you're, I don't want to just like dog the Tyler Perry content, but I'm talking about what's come out over the past few years, and what's going to come out with this new deal. It's going to be very interesting once Tyler and Viacom, go separate ways, and I do a comprehensive video covering the Viacom era of Tyler's career. It's going to be very, very polarizing, because if you remove the popularity of Zatima, if you just remove that all together, none of these shows I feel stand the test of time. They don't, because people look back at the haves and have-nots the first few seasons with fondness. If Loving You Is Wrong has a strong fan base as well. Love Thy Neighbor, strong fan base as well. I wouldn't say at the level of the original House of Pain, but still pretty strong. But when you look at the BET shows, most people look at them with disdain. The House of Pain reboot is a pale comparison of the original. Assisted Living is a poor man's Meet the Browns with only one set. The Oval is just dry and repetitive. Ruthless is too dark. It has a fan base, don't get me wrong. Bruh was just a failed spinoff. And then when you just look at all the other shows that have come out, I think All the Queen's Men might be the only one that truly goes, yeah, that's the thing right there. Sisters, like I said, if you take out the Zach and Fatima elements, that show, people just look at it with anger because of Karen and the whole baby crap. But I can go on and on with this, but I just feel like I don't think we're ever going to get true quality Tyler Perry content anymore. I mean, with some of his Netflix movies like Jazzman's Blues, it seems like he can still do it. It's just that he doesn't have to, because he knows I can put out mediocre stuff to my audience, get a lot of engagement on Netflix with the views, or high ratings on BET and whatnot, and make bank. So I don't know. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, But hey, like I said, I got a mortgage coming up soon, because the house is almost set up completely. Hopefully I'll be able to move in within the next week or two. I think that they just got to install the underpinning, and power company come out there and do their thing, and who knows, I might be able to get the keys by the end of this week. Fingers crossed. But with that being said, the reviews are going to come. Like I said, though, only a few shows I'm reviewing, because trust and believe, I'd love to do the just short episode reviews for Assisted Living, but nobody's going to watch it. No. So I'll do House of Pain, Sisters, Zatima. I will try The Oval, but I don't think that show's coming back till later in the year, so I'm not even worried about that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think we should just get a clean slate of Tyler Perry content, or just prepare for more mediocrity? So like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.